My name is Michael Mahon, president of First Team Real Estate in Southern California. And here today just to share the excitement that we at First Team Real Estate have had in enjoying David Knox as not only one of our speakers that has come before our regional meetings today, but also leveraging what David has put together with just hundreds of videos, scripting sessions, and resources to our sales associates in his program that we've adopted within our learning management system. You know, this business is pretty simple. It's about relationships. And with David's help and his resources, we're taking relationships to a whole new level in Southern California. Thanks, David.
Welcome to Knox First Tuesday, number 113, Technology and Lead Generation. I'm excited to begin a series of in-depth discussions with a group of 5 top producing agents from across the United States. They've been together for years and they meet on a regular basis. Their purpose is to uncover trends and technology in the real estate business that will benefit their own business. By the way, forming your own mastermind group is a great way to grow your business. In part 1, you'll learn about CRMs and other technologies our top producers use for their business. In part 2, they'll discuss what technology works for lead generation. I also role play a lead follow-up dialogue at the end, see if that works for you. So let's meet this group of masterminds. First, we have David Brenton from Indianapolis, Indiana. Next, we have Rob Levy from Portland, Oregon. Next, we have Sam Miller from Knox County, Ohio. Next, we have Mike Parker from Northern Kentucky. And finally, we have Rob Zwemmer from Palm Desert, California, right near Palm Springs. So let's hear how they use today's technology. Technology. What works? What doesn't? What are the shiny objects that you should avoid? And what is the technology that actually helps buyers, sellers, and business?
What I can tell you though is what works. So and what works is killer camera gear, you know, the Matterport 360-degree 3D tours, that stuff works. Websites work, you know, database management, that stuff works.
I get more questions on what CRM should I use.
So I'm using Top Producer 8i, the online version,
right.
And the reason I like it is I have it with me wherever I go. Yeah. I mean, the office has it, they make a change, it shows up on my phone if I'm on an appointment, it shows up on my iPad, it's synchronized 100% of the time. And if you've had something that wasn't synchronized and you have to call back to the office, it's just a total pain.
Right.
So being in touch all the time is spectacular.
Well, there's a couple of big ones. There's really sorts of different types. One is working with your existing clients, so people that you've dealt with before, your friends, your sphere, and so on. Mm-hmm. And I like to separate that from all of my new leads.
Okay.
So I've used Top Producer since the early 90s, I think, for all of my past clients, and everybody's in there. I do all my mailings from there. I do everything in there.
Okay.
But if I'm fishing for new leads on the internet, if you think about how that breaks down to, let's say there's 100 people in your system, how many of those are actually going to buy a house? Mm-hmm. You know, I want to be e-marketing to those people, but I don't want to clog up my main database with that.
Okay.
So I use RealPro systems for that, and that brings my leads in, and I manipulate and use all of those leads and turn those people into buyers and sellers. Mm-hmm. And once they become what I call a human being, which is somebody that's actually ready, willing, and able to buy a house, then they go in the different system. Tiger Leads makes a good product. Boomtown is another one. There's several of them out there. There's probably about a dozen different products out there. The whole idea of those products is you need to find one that you're comfortable with, mm-hmm. that's actually going to attract new leads. Because the reality is, even if you do an excellent job taking care of your clients, you're still going to lose some along the way. You know, somebody's sister becomes a realtor and so on and so forth. Right. So you need to continually be putting people in the hopper, getting people into your system to build up your product.
We use Top Producer. Good, not great, but it has the action plans, and that is the backbone of a CRM.
Okay.
Is the action plans. There's a lot of new ones out there, and we have looked at everything, but the action plan setup, I mean, the CRM is you're going to stay in touch with your clients, past and active, and your sphere of influence, and then those action plans, the action plan for the listing, action plan for the pending, action plan for post-closing, okay? And nothing does it as well as what Top Producer. As soon as something else is out there, I'll look at it, but you know, right now we're with Top Producer.
Have you seen another one that someone should consider?
You know, there's a new one called Real Involved that is not there yet in my field, but it is getting there.
Okay.
And it is more web-based. We do use Boomtown for our online transaction management.
Okay.
And that back office is dynamite.
Okay.
I mean, that's the best back office, but it's strictly for our online. It's not for everything else.
top producer is brain dead simple.
Yep.
And if you're going to grow a team at some point, it just makes sense because it's very intuitive and they have great training. And the key is, if you have one you're not going to use or your team's not going to use, what good is it?
Right.
So you got to get the people in. And so how do we get them in? Well, we get them in a couple ways. A lot of our lead sources will automatically import those leads in. So like a Zillow lead, or actually a Realtor.com
Right.
lead will
Yep.
pop in automatically. We'll manually bring them in. You can import into it, export out of it. I mean, it's really slick.
Yeah. So if somebody has an Excel spreadsheet of all their people, that might be a start. At least import that.
Be a
Correct.
simple way to bring them in and fast. And one of the neat things is, if you're not really fluent with Excel, if you can get the file out, top producer will actually bring it in for you.
We use Top Producers Market Snapshot as a way to stay in touch with clients and show them what the activities in the marketplace. And we usually set it up to notify them every 4 weeks what's going on, because most people, they get a savings account quarterly, they get their checking account monthly, they track their investments, but their house just kind of sits there.
Right.
So if we can provide them an updated statement once a month about what's going on around them, it's a benefit to them to be aware of the real estate market.
Right, and they get to see, it's not a CMA, but it's an opportunity to at least see what's happening, get a general feel of the market. Is that right?
Exactly. They can see what properties are on the market or what are sold recently, and if they want to know more about what their market value is, then obviously there's an opportunity for them to reach out to us, and we'll be glad to do a market analysis for them.
Okay. Are there any mobile apps that you have found help you in your business?
I use the Realtor.com mobile app a lot
Okay.
when I'm out with people, because when you're out looking at houses and they're sure to say, well, what about the one 4 doors down on the other side of the street? We didn't see it in our search. And we can pop it up and look at it and say, well, the reason we didn't see it is it's pending. I use Centralized Showing app.
Okay.
It's in our marketplace. Centralized Showing schedules about 80% of the showings on appointments from all companies.
Okay.
So it's a great tool to be able to tap on your phone, schedule an appointment, cancel an appointment, or adjust a time frame if you're running late.
Okay.
So I use it on a regular basis.
First thing they got to do is get off, quit shooting these pictures of the houses with their iPhones. Okay, you need professional camera equipment. You need something with a wide-angle lens. A 1022 Tamron lens will give you a wide angle. You need professional photos to go. Those professional photos on there gets you business. People call me and say, you know, you got the best photos online. We want our home to shine like that.
Okay.
You know, everybody's home is their castle. They think it's the best.
And we use HDR photography for our homes. We've got 2 drones that we shoot aerial video with.
All right.
Also have a Matterport 3D camera.
Maybe some people don't know what Matterport is. Maybe just give them a primer on that.
Sure, it's a camera that sits on a tripod and rotates 360 degrees. So you set it in various spots through the room and through the house, and it stitches them all together and gives the person the ability to have a self-directed virtual tour. So the consumer online can go down the hall, turn, go into a room, look around the room, come out, go down the hall another way, or they can click a button and look at the house from above and see a floor plan, but it's actually a floor plan with furnishings because it's actually a cutaway photo.
We're using Apple computers throughout the office.
Good.
The integration with Apple with the iPhone and the iPad is just brain dead simple. And so when you're bringing new people on, it's just so easy it's just intuitive. It just works.
Right.
And the other thing, we're not chasing down viruses and spyware. Because before, when I was on a PC, I was chasing a lot of stuff coming in with the team members. Their computers were locked up. They were getting, spam. It is horrible.
Yeah.
What's perceived unprofessionalism in our industry. And that's when an email for a real estate agent, for instance, is rob@aol.com or Yahoo.
Yeah.
You need to personalize your email address. I think that's important. Like mine is rob@roblevy.com. It's important to do that because you're branding yourself. The second part of that would be companies, for instance, websites and emails. Most companies, let's say as a company with 50 agents, is part of a national franchise. So if you're an agent in an office, that the local company has 3 offices from a national franchise, you're a page in a chapter in a book. You're not going to get found on the internet, and your emails aren't going to notice. But if your email is coming from your own system, your own website, you're going to stand out differently from all of the other agents in your office.
Okay.
It is amazing to me, especially the agents with the big companies, will not have their own website. They rely on the company.
Okay.
Okay, it's important to have your own site, And and the domain name needs to either be your name, like MikeParker.com,
Yep.
or a regional name, like
Yep.
NKYHomes.com. And where you are able to do certain marketing on that comes all to you. The leads come straight to you. It doesn't go to the company or something like that.
But for those agents who are listening, say, well, I'm not ready to have my own website. All these interviews, I'm always thinking, what about the new guys who aren't ready to do that? I guess the answer would be make sure that their company page website, that use that to the best of their ability,
Absolutely.
right?
If you have a company paid site, you can make it work. What you need to do is see if the company will let you change that domain to your name, and it'd be a redirect. Is what it is. It's very simple.
Okay.
It's $14 for a domain name, and they can do a redirect and things like that. It's not being on the company site. It's not bad. It's the next step up.
Okay.
We use zipForms and Docusign on our mobile devices also. So if we're out at a house, we need to write an offer, we can do it on our tablet. We can send off for electronic signatures and get signatures from our consumers' mobile devices. So it makes that process very quick and easy for them.
Okay.
It's a simple technology. You're going to laugh at this. In Ohio, in the winter, it gets dark really early.
Okay.
Probably does here as well.
Sure.
So we went to reflective real estate signs. Not really high tech, but you cannot believe the difference of what it's done, because all of our competitors' real estate signs are invisible in the winter. Ours stand out, so it looks like we have the whole town for sale. So I'm telling you, that is a point of differentiation.
Yeah.
It's just amazing.
I love the David Knox videos. I enroll every single new agent that comes into my office into the video learning center, and I love that I can see the accountability and I can keep track, so I can kind of follow up with them and let them know, let's watch a few more, maybe you need to hone your skill here. It's a great opportunity for us.